Hello everyone, we are here with another podcast. Here there are two amazing people, Dhruv and Varun. These are basically two subsystem heads. Varun, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Varun,
basically
low voltage subsystem head. Basically, we take care of the all
electric systems which
have low voltage supply, like it is defined as voltage less than equal to 30 volts. Yeah.
Okay. Dhruv, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Dhruv Kumar. I am in charge of cooling and bodyworks subsystem. So I'll be handling cooling of the motor controller, the radiator, the motor, and the accumulator, and also the entire bodyworks of the car.
Okay, yeah, cool guys. Dhruv, like you are the subsystem head of cooling and bodyworks, right? Could you explain what is a bodywork?
Okay, so a bodywork, you can call it as a shell or an outer covering that encapsulates the body of the vehicle. But in layman's term, you can also call it as the outer shell of the vehicle. So bodywork, which is used on a car, will not only have to be aerodynamically efficient, but also has to be what not let any water inside.
Okay, yeah. Varun, as you told, you are the subsystem head of low voltage system in NITK Racing electric team, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you tell me what does low voltage system does in an electric vehicle?
So as I said earlier, basically what is current all electric systems having a supply less than equal 30 volt DC. So as per our EV, we are having a supply of 12 volt, which is given by 400 watt XAmpere. So basically, low voltage system consists of all safety circuits,
and shutdown circuit.
because the shutdown circuit is the main important part in activating and deactivating tractor system.
Whoa, that's cool. So Dhruv, could you tell us what does an school cooling system do, and how are you implementing these kind of ideas in an electric vehicle?
Yes. So our electric vehicle needs cooling for its motor controller, and the accumulator. So we are utilizing water cooling for the motor and the motor controller, and air cooling for the accumulator.
Okay, Varun, could you explain how a VCU works? Basically, VCU is vehicle control unit, right? So could you tell us how does it work in our car?
Yeah, basically we require vehicle control unit for two purposes. So one purpose is to act as an interface between accelerator pedal and motor controller to provide required torque input. And one more important use of VCU is to do the velocity check. So if any fault occurs, VCU itself has a shutdown relay that opens the shutdown circuit in case of the fault and deactivates the tractor system. And as per our VCU, we are using an Arduino Mega as a microcontroller because of its wide platform and easy to code. And we are having a shutdown relay on it and a ready to drive buzzer because in order to satisfy the rule. That's it.
Okay. Basically, bodyworks are really hard to manufacture, right? Like they require many of the things like composites, etc. Like Dhruv, how are you going to manufacture these kind of bodyworks by using different kind of composite materials?
Yes, we hope to use composites for our bodyworks. For now, we have planned that the bodyworks will be made in-house using CFRP, carbon fiber reinforced plastic. So we intend to use wet layer process because it is cheap and it can be made easily in-house. But we are also looking for sponsorship to manufacture that.
Okay, like you are saying the sponsorship should be really high or really low? Like, what would be your budget?
It really depends on how much they are willing to sponsor us. But we expect anything around at least like 60% of the discount for the part. That'll be like really helpful for us.
Varun, could you explain some of the main safety circuits implemented in the car? I guess there are 2 or 3 main safety circuits, right? So could you explain on that?
As per the rules, we require a BS3D, BS brake system plausibility device, IMD insulation monitoring device, and the pre-charge circuit. So the BSPD, basically you can't do hard braking as well as acceleration,
Simultaneously.
which is it is controlled with the do hard braking and acceleration simultaneously. Like BSPD will generate a fall, which will open the shutdown circuit and deactivate the active system. So it's an extra safety feature, such that the driver is safe during the event. And for BSPD, we are using a brake pressure sensor and current sensor as input. And when it comes to IMD, basically in our car we are having voltage system. One is high voltage system and low voltage system. High voltage system deals with active system. So if these two systems come in contact or any short circuit happens, it can lead a hazardous situation. Like even the driver can get electrocuted. So this IMD takes care that proper isolation is maintained. So if there is no isolation, it will generate a fault that will entirely open the shutdown circuit. As I said, will deactivate the active system. So basically, what happens, as soon as the car traffic system is started, because of the motor control capacitance, there may be large inrush current initially. So in order to reduce that inrush current, we have a pre-charge circuit as well. So these are the 3 important safety circuits that we implement in EV.
Okay, let's talk about accumulator cooling first. So, Dhruv, can you explain how you go on with the accumulator cooling and what are the paths you do and what analysis you did and by achieving this?
Yes, Ajay. So like I mentioned earlier, it is an air-cooled system. So we have found out through lab simulation data the amount of heat that will be generated by the battery. So for that, we found out the amount of air that will be required to cool the battery. So from that data, we decided that we'll be using 14 fans, in which 12 will be high static pressure fan and 2 will be high CFM fan. So the reason why we are using high static pressure fan, so that it can intake more air from the behind, and we are using 2 high CFM fan to basically disperse the heat air from the battery.
Okay, we usually do our endurance event in Kari Motorsport, that is situated in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu in India, right? So could you tell me how did you came up with these steps, or what are the steps you did to design this kind of cooling system for the motor and also for the accumulator?
Yes, so first I'll talk about the accumulator. So like I said, we done a lab simulation which found out how much the temperature of the battery is going to be, and how much amount of heat will be generated by the battery over the course of the entire endurance event at Kari Motor Speedway. From that data, proportionately, we found out the amount of airflow that will be required, and we decided on the number of fans according to that. And coming to the motor and motor cooling, so it was first what I did was to find out the energy, the amount of heat generated as power. So using that thermal data, what I did was I used this effectiveness NTU method, which ran on MATLAB live code. So utilizing that, I sized the radiator for the motor and also the motor controller in the similar way.
Okay. I guess there are many. I guess there is an harness for low voltage system in our car. So Varun, could you tell us how you go on with the design of this harness?
So basically, when it comes to low voltage harness, so it includes only safety circuits and shutdown circuits, as I said earlier. First our approach was to go into rule book, because in the rule book there was half of the harness design. So as per the rules only we designed the low voltage harness. So we got like 50% idea after reading rule book. Later on, what we did was like going to the technical data sheets of various teams who participated in the EV competition, which was available on the internet. So we got a clear idea like how to proceed. So as soon as we complete reading, we go into like we started making schematics. So the schematics, the main work started. Like we have to get the rated components which are rated for the particular application with correct voltage rating, current rating, and power requirements. And so based on the design schematic, we calculate each and every component's power requirement. And low voltage harness, the main power consuming components are like cooling fans of accumulator, pump, use it for motor cooling, and the power stages circuit for relays. So as we got a rough estimate of what is our current requirement, so based on that we decided on going to 400 watt SMPS, which is sufficient for our low voltage supply. So later on, like when it comes to PCB, we were like choosing the required connectors, especially for high voltage system, because circuits like TSL and C-Charge were having both high voltage and low voltage system on the same PCB. So we had to be sure about the isolation part, which is covered by opto isolator and optocouplers, and we were deciding upon the connectors as well, because high voltage connectors should be somewhat different, which can tolerate such amount of voltage. For VCU, we are using AMSIL connectors, and for other PCBs like C-Charge, we are using Samtec or Radlock connectors also.
Okay.
Yeah.
As Dhruv told, like Dhruv, you told about the analysis and design, right? So, could you tell us what are softwares you used to make particular part, and what are software you used for making an analysis in CFD or structural analysis? Like, could you explain more on that?
Okay. So I'll start with the accumulator cooling again. So for accumulator cooling, we ran a CFD analysis on Alpac, which Ajay, thanks for helping again. So from what we wanted to depend on that was to see which all points in the accumulator will get the hottest. So we found out certain areas, and we decided that that will be where the temperature sensors will be in. And coming to the motor cooling, like I said earlier, I made a code on MATLAB Live. So that code ran on this method known as the effectiveness NTU method. So what that gave us was the size of the radiator, the approximate size of the radiator. So from that, I found out the size of the radiator. So that was it.
Being this really difficult time in the lockdown process, and there is a pandemic going on in all over the world, so I guess this is really tough time for you and your juniors to communicate within each other. So I guess what are the steps are you taking to communicate with the juniors and giving work, and like Varun and Dhruv, you both are the subsystem heads of lower system and also for bodyworks and cooling, right? Can you tell me like what are the steps you take to give work for juniors and be connected with each other in core or core also?
Yeah. So first, the first step we are using the Google Meet app. Basically, we decide we have a group meet in the Google Meet, and we decide what is the task given to each of the person. So after deciding task, we will make a task section in Notion, and we will give a time limit for them, like a deadline, like almost 3 or 4 days based on the difficulty of the task. As soon as and even in the Notion there is a feature that we can we update the status of the task. So basically we can even see how the task is going on. So either the using of Notion and Google Meet, it was a very helpful tool for us during COVID to communicate with each other and coordinate with the task. Yeah. even a watch circular. Watch is important to us, to be frank.
Yeah. So, like my friend here told us about how we did that. So in CBC, the Chassis Bodyworks at Cooling, we took a slightly different approach with using Notion and WhatsApp. So every time work was assigned, the juniors would add their list on the page. So what they would do, they would mark off.
Sorry, there was a mild interruption. So, like I was saying, we adopted a different modified way of giving tasks. So what
I asked the junior, asked the person who the work was assigned to make a tab in Notion. So after making the tab, there was apply statuses, like similar to what Varun said. Here we followed a system where of a technique known as the Kanban board. So if the work is going on, the tab would go on to the going on page, and then if the work is still yet to be assigned, it will be yet to be assigned page. So like these, we have like 4 phases done in which the task will be progressed through.
Okay. Thank you guys for being in this podcast. Varun and Dhruv, thank you. You are really amazing by conveying this really informative messages to the juniors and all the other guys. So thank you. Signing off. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks for the next session.